on beats.
Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's broadcast of Fresno State VALORANT Red over here on twitch.tv/Fresno State ES. I am your media caster, Ricky J, here on the call. Sorry about the technical delays. I had to fix some stuff. But anyways, we are back up and running. We look to be having some noise finally. We are set up and ready to go for tonight's broadcast. As Fresno State have a tough task ahead of them. As tonight, they are taking on CSU Fullerton Orange, one of the top teams in the California Champions Division, as they sit with a undefeated record. I'll go ahead and explain some more stuff as we head into the match. Let's go ahead and hand on into the agent select. Fresno State is going to be going again on the attack first, with CSU Fullerton going to be starting off on the defense. And we're looking at the team compositions right now. And a lot of moving around. We were expecting Vince to maybe possibly play on the chamber. I did get a chance to speak with him. And there were talks of him potentially sticking with their current guns and sticking with the chamber. However, we do see him constantly moving. But let's go ahead and talk about the team comps right now as we head on into Icebox. When you're heading on into Icebox, you want to bring in a Sage or a Killjoy. Someone that is going to secure you easy post-plant position. For me, I do prefer a double Initiator or double Sentinel. A duelist, in my opinion, isn't sitting in the best spot. The only duelist really good right now is currently the Jet in this current iteration of Icebox. But that's what looks like we are seeing right now. For smokes, we are looking at the Viper. This is arguably Viper's best map. Since Breeze is taken out of the loot pool at the moment. So it looks like both teams coming on in with similar compositions. Fresno State opting for the double Initiator comp rather than the double Sentinel comp. So I'm really looking forward to see how Fresno State's team comp heads into this, as it's going to be tough for them, especially on the post plant. If both the Sage and the Killjoy are both up and alive, it is going to be tougher for Fresno State to push through. And then in terms for maps for the night, we are going to be seeing Icebox being played on map 1. For map 2, we're actually going to be heading over to Split. This is going to be our first time seeing Split from this Fresno State squad, as we didn't get to see much of it in the previous season. So I'm excited to see how Split comes into play, especially with the way Gozu plays on it. And then finally, if it comes down to a map 3, we will be heading over to a simple, calm map. We are going to be heading over to Haven. And like I said, you can see it up on the board. Cal State Fullerton is going to be on the defense first. Fresno State going to be placing over on the attack. Looking at the way both teams are lining up right now, Sage going to be holding things down on B. CSU Fullerton, though, they're looking like stacking more toward B. A lot of eyes looking down toward mid. Killjoy more likely placing her alarm bot up at kitchen. And the Viper solo holding it up at A with the Silva quick for a rotate and ready to go. With that being said, the Sage Walk going to come on through quickly on the B site and give position as CSU Fullerton, they're already pushing quickly onto the flank. And the question is Vince ready for it? Known from Fullerton checks, and Vince, he's going to get one before getting taken out. And already Fresno State making their way, advancing on 2. And Sushi with a change I forgot to mention during the pregame part of it, we're seeing him playing on the Sage when we're used to seeing him on the KO. First contact onto the side is going to be Ralph, who's able to get a second. Takes a little bit of damage, can't convert the third. But Fresno State sitting pretty in the post plant, but it's Jelly with a 3K. And in a Sage on Stage battle, Sushi puts up the wall. Jelly with more HP, spots Sushi. Sushi taking some damage, swings on out, but it's Jelly securing it with the final blow. And Fullerton are going to end up on the board first.
Clutch. I am not just your healer.
Jelly playing position up onto tower. And with that ghost in hand, wins the battle against Sushi. And Cal State Fullerton, they're going to head up getting a simple 1-0 lead. I love the aggressiveness from Fullerton. And the way Jelly was able to remain composed ends up with a great round on his side. And especially with the way Vince was quick to be able to take out Simply. And we'll see how Fresno State plays out, as a little bit of a switch coming on in from Fullerton on the way they were able to position.
There.
Fresno State playing together a little bit more spread out. Vince gonna die to Simply.
Barrier here.
And the wall's gonna go up, and Sushi's gonna be able to place down the spike. Gonna take a little bit of damage, and they're forced to retreat on back. Things looking rough for the dogs as one by one they're falling. Leaves it up to Gozu. Gets the right click, does secure one. But Cal State Fullerton with the easy retake. Executed to perfection, and now they are going to be up with a simple 2-0 lead. Able to save some weapons. All the Spectres they invested were secured. And not to mention, Simply didn't buy up. So his economy is sitting very well right now. He does have the opportunity to buy Pashab if he can. But no, Pashab, he's just going to opt with the Sheriff and just wait for the next round. And Fresno State, they're looking to execute onto B again. Let's see how this push comes into play. And Elusive sticking with the Sheriff as well. And already an aggressive hit coming on in through for Fresno State, forcing Elusive to play on back. Ralph gonna be the first engage. While does able to smoke on through, Ralph unfortunately flashed by his own teammate. The recon dart is gonna spot two. So Ralph does know the position at two. Flash comes on through, but Ralph doesn't hit his shots, and he goes for none. And Vince spotted on the lurk as well. So right now, numbers are in favor of Fullerton. Even Spike weapons coming in favor of the dogs, but Gozu making quick work. Able to get one, but goes down to Jelly.
One enemy remaining.
Darts coming on through. And the pinch comes on through as Elusive ends up with two. And that is the bonus round secured for Cal State Fullerton.
Spike diffused.
And they're going to end up securing an easy 3-0 lead, looking at potentially a fourth. And already, Cal State Fullerton right off the bat, showing why they are considered the top team right now in the in the California Champions Division.
Turret out.
The way this team are able to just execute so well, especially on the retake, it's looking really solid. And the dogs, they're looking for a change of pace. And I mean, you're looking at the economy. One single force up by Vince, everyone else opting for Sheriffs. And it's Ralph looking to play aggressive, turn taken out. No intel coming on in though from the 0 point. Ralph gonna have to hit the shot. He hits the headshot, but immediately traded out by Jelly. And the spike out of range, but picked up by Gozu. But Pashab quick to take out a member, and Gozu looks away for just a second. Been spotted, revealed by the recon dart, and that is another round picked up by Fullerton. I love the aggressiveness from Fresno State, trying to play up at mid, but once again, it's just one of those situations where Fresno State one by one just get picked off, and there's nothing they could do. I want to see how Fresno State tries to play it, as numbers are once again evened off, but they got to be cautious. There is an operator in Simply's hands. And the 0 point and the recon dart going to come on through. Recon dart and the 0 point both shot off. While going to deny any sort of push. Vince lurking on through once again. And here comes the lockdown coming on through. Flash comes on through. But I don't think it's going to get Simply. Simply does go down though. But so does Gozu.
Down A.
Spike down. Leaves it all up to Ralph. And he's taken out on site. And Vince spotted coming on through from mid by Pashab. And despite the despite the lockdown coming on through, it is once again CSU Fullerton just in easy full control here. And we'll see Fresno State forced to eco once again.
Get out of my way.
And we'll see the no comment from the previous round.
Right
Went
here.
for none. The Viper Spit is activated. But unfortunately for them, if no one is in it, it dissipates away. And right now, Fullerton, they are set up for this well. But Ralph able to take down one. The Blade Storm converts for one, but nothing more. Goes still holding a tight angle, waiting for Jelly to possibly peek on out. Henry does get one, and the timing for Gozu. He was holding it down for so long. Now the kills are locked down, forcing Fresno State to retreat on back. The spike not planted. They still have a minute, but with the resurrection coming on in for elusive, Fulton, they're set up in prime position here. And Finn's going to have to be the first engage. Able to get one, but doesn't spot Pashab from up top. And Pashab is going to simply clean things on now. And Fullerton already converting for 6 straight rounds. And despite the questionable Viper Spit from Fullerton, they're playing things flawlessly. Sure, Fresno State, they're converting more first bloods, as they've converted 4 of the first 6. They have been able to get numbers advantage, but Fullerton doing a good job. Remaining composed and just playing things out and picking up Fresno State one after another. And Ralph playing aggressively here. And once again, Fresno State convert the first blood once again. But an immediate trade from Fullerton. And this team, they're a program that strive in Valorant. Elusive and Pashab are holding things down really well here. Elusive taking position here at Lelo. Have an opportunity to take on Ralph. Ralph. Stick at 13 HP is going to be spotted with the recon bolt. Going to be pushed up by Simply. And it's going to be secured with the shorty from behind. And Fresno State, the main thing here, you want to stay composed. I talked with Gozu, I talked to Dragoons, I talked to Skies, and this main thing they wanted to work on was communication and their mental. Fresno State, they just got to remain calm here. Again, you're facing one of the top teams, and they're coming in with the same execution. Ralph simply using his updraft up. Luckily, he doesn't get spotted by Jelly this time. They know Jelly's taking position here at yellow. Ralph gonna dash on through, but it's Jelly this time that wins the battle. A trade does come on through though, and Ralph is back on up. So Smokescreen is gonna give Fresno State an opportunity to push up, but Vince gets taken down. And the Viper Spit is gone for the dogs.
I have the spike.
Luckily, Spike still in their hands, but they
For you.
are going to be able to give some help to Ralph. And they do have numbers. But Henry takes down 2 and makes things even. And Ralphie swings. The drone is able to take down Henry. A 1v2. Hands are left in the hands of Simply. Spotted by Ralph though. And the Spectre's going to take out the op. And the dogs are finally on the board after 8 rounds. And the dogs, they played good position there. They knew that XQ could work out for them, especially with the ultimates they had. Sure, Vince went down really early and the Viper Spit gone to waste. But
Let's fly.
A good resurrection and a good kill from both Ralph and Gozu secure the round for the dogs. And Simply in good position here. He is able to get a little bit of info and is able to take down Ralph. And Simply stuck in a corner as the dogs are looking for a way to push on through. Vince on the lurk though, gonna be spotted by the turret. And here comes the Hunter's Fury. And the dogs, they're dodging it. And Vince spotted on the lurk. But hold up, push up. Kind of overextended there. The dogs are quickly rotating to B. Sushi gonna be the first engager. Doesn't spot elusive from down below.
Down B.
Kill secured though, making this a 1v2.
Revealing area.
Henry pushing up, falls off from tower. Playing position up at mid, but Skies is ready for it. A 1v1. All left between Skies and Jelly. Jelly, a big reason why CSUF Orange won a couple of those early rounds.
30
And with
seconds
30
left.
seconds of Jelly was on the flank. But it's gonna be Skies making a rotation all the way to A. Slowly checking every corner, not knowing Jelly's position. Gonna plant the spike all the way at A, forcing Jelly to rotate all the way through from his spawn. And Skies playing it slow, not aware of Jelly's position. Maybe he's coming in on the flank. Maybe taking a position up back to respawn. Maybe backtracking his footsteps. No one knows Jelly taking position up behind stairs. Checking every corner possible. Does have a wall, but he's got to be cautious of the Hunter's Fury. Does know Sky's position. The wall going to come on through. Sky's not going to play off the Hunter's Fury, and that's going to cost him. Jelly secures the round for Fullerton once again. The clutch denied for Skies. And great position from Jelly. Allows Fullerton to just keep this momentum on their side. As Fresno State's economy is broken. Ralph gonna have his Blade Storm. And everyone else forcing on up Vince. Can only buy up to a Spectre.
Here.
And Fullerton, they're looking at potentially just hitting mid hard. The Virus are going to deny any push on B, but it's going to be Fresno State pushing onto A, however. And the null command going to be secured once Gosu picks up this ult orb, and it comes on and active. Ralph going to take position. Up on Catwalk. The Blade Storm doesn't connect. Gosu going to be resurrected back on up. And Sushi gonna make numbers back to even. They gotta be cautious though. As Elusive coming on in for the flank. And the Nano Spot comes on through. Vince able to live. And they're going for the defuse. Vince hops on the wall, is able to secure. 2v1. Vince though playing up on tower. Takes down Henry. Going up the zip line. And the dogs, they're biting back. A 2-8 scoreline going in their favor, right? Or the momentum slowly maybe coming back into their favor. But now it's this time Gozu that's going to have the broken economy a little bit. Does get a buy-in from Ralph, luckily. So their economy not fully busted. Fullerton, though, are on one last goodbye. Both teams are in a must-win round. And it's going to be Vince that gets taken out. Trying to lurk on A. So Fresno State without smokes. Now Swarm gonna delay the push. And Gosu gets traded on out. Henry getting a pick of his own. And Fresno State in a bad spot here. Ralph able to dash away, and with Bashab getting resurrected, this is a tough 2v5 for the dogs. And you're looking at Fullerton, they're coming quick to rotate too. Elusive still has his smoke screen up on A. And this is just a tough spot for the dogs. Jelly gonna have first point of contact, and he's gonna win the fight with Ralph. And he's gonna secure his third on the round. And Fullerton, they're setting themselves up for double digits before they even get into the half.
Round before the switch.
Placing sentry.
And the buy for Fresno State, mostly rifles. Two of them gonna just be able to just have bulldogs, nothing else. I mean, the Bulldogs, they can't convert, but it's just a matter of being able to hit those ADS shots.
Let's go.
Fullerton changing things up once again, stacking things up on A. And we'll see if this gamble works once again. The recombo gonna get destroyed immediately. And hold up, what a position here from Fullerton. This is a push. Leaves it all up to Ralph. An ace almost converts for Simply.
Recalling my bot.
Ralph left with 35 HP. A Vandal in hand. Stuck between two. As Elusive is watching this from mid. He's not going to spot it in time. And Elusive gets Fullerton up to 10.
Switching sides.
And Fullerton just a heavy, fast push in. As there's nothing Fresno State could do. They watched out for Simply playing up on Jen. Not ready for it. And then not only that, you also had Jelly pushing on through from down below. Just playing it simply through mid. Or from main. They weren't ready for that either. And then not only that, you have Henry playing up on the zipline onto tower. And they weren't ready for it. Fullerton took a heavy risk on playing aggressive there, but it worked out in their favor. And as we start off this first round of the second half, it's already pushing through mid. Doesn't spot Vince. Down to 34 HP. None of his shots connect. But Fullerton, they're already on the site. And like I said, this post-plant gonna be deadly for Fullerton. But already Elusive goes down. Goes to saving Vince's life. The spike already being planted though. And Sushi goes down as well, making this a 3v2. Are they ready though for Henry's position? No, they're not. And Henry and Jelly in a 2v4 are able to pull things out. And that is another pistol round coming in favor for Fullerton. And with the guns, Fullerton's going to be able to buy on up. They're setting themselves up for a very well and long match point with a lot of cushion in their hands. And the Dogs, their game plan, whatever it was, it's just simply not working for them right now. And Fresno State, they're looking to change things now as they're forcing on up as much as they can. And already, Simply fishing way on up with the Bulldog in hand. Already playing up a spot on top of yellow. Spike not yet planted though. Even despite the stage wall already coming on through. No shots taken. Sky is slowly lurking in from mid. Ralph able to secure one. Shot still firing on through. Ralph finds a position to take down Jelly. And to hold up, their rifles are coming into play for Fullerton. They still have yet to plant the spike, but they don't need to rush it. And numbers are now in Fullerton's favor. Health, not so much anymore for the Dogs are a worry. For Fullerton as they are now at match point.
They're desperate.
The Dogs, they got the first two. But Simply, that force rifle up played a crucial factor here. And if you're Fresno State, you're looking towards split to change things up into your favor. And Fresno State, they're gamble stacking toward A. Looking to play together here. Ralph gonna be spotted. So this aggressive push for the Dogs essentially denied. No picks coming on through. Sushi goes down. Leaves it up to Vince. Gonna be spotted after destroying the turret. That was gonna reveal his location anyway. A 1v5. Can the Stinger play hero here? Gonna take the first wing. And unfortunately, the pinch comes on
Attackers
through.
win.
And CSUF Orange are gonna take map number 1 into their favor. And just a tough one for the dogs to swallow. You look at the leaderboard, Ralph, he put up a good fight for the dogs. And after those first 8-9 rounds where Fresno State secured first, after the first 7 rounds where Fresno State were able to secure first bloods over and over again, they just lost steam and any momentum that could have been on their side. And this is tough as we're gonna head into split. And the dogs, they do have an opportunity to change things up. As it looks like Fresno State is looking to be playing on the attack to start things off. Fullerton gonna be on the defense. But man, this one already starting out rough for Fresno State. As they came in with good ideas, but there was times where Fresno State, they had numbers, but they just simply couldn't convert. Granted, you can't take into account for someone like Jelly popping off with multiple rounds with multiple times where he just simply out-fragged the dogs. And then not to mention, there were times where like Fresno State, they just weren't like, I like Vince's strategy of just trying to like play up mid. Maybe just take out one person that's simply lurking on another site. But after the first couple of rounds, Fullerton, they were expecting it over and over again. And there was nothing Fresno State could do. And we'll see if Fresno State does have a better game plan as we head on over into map number 2, which is going to be split. And the lineup is going to be staying the same again for Fresno State. Fullerton already set up and ready to go. And we're just waiting for both teams to confirm if they are up and ready to go. But still, the dogs, they're going to have to turn things around here now. Because things are looking mighty rough for the dogs. As we now head on over into split. For duelists, don't be surprised if you see a couple raises. In terms of smokes, you primarily see the Omen, who could mainly take position to use his teleport to be able to go up onto Raptors, go up onto Heaven. Maybe even take position onto backside potentially. So I'm excited to see how this Fresno State composition does come on in, because this does favor one of the duelists for Fresno State, which is Gozu, who loves to just play on a shotgun and just dive on through. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the agent select here. And Fresno State mainly locked in already. Sky switching on over from the Sova. Gonna be playing the Sky instead, who can be good when pushing on up, especially when you're unsure of like what the other composition is. The dog could be good on like spotting on where enemies are positioned up at mid. If you want to push up A, take his spot up on short, make your way through, push up Heaven maybe, clear out back site. The Sky is one of the primary initiators here on split.
Select your agent.
And then as you see, the double Sentinel comp going to come on this heavily defensive side of map. So Fresno State, expect them to be playing for the post plant and expect them to heavily rely on their defensive side, which is what they are going to be starting off with first. So Fresno State, they're going to need to start off hot. And they're going to need to hold down as long as they can, because they're looking at the CSU Fullerton composition. It's a double duelist composition with a double controller as well, with the Viper and the Astra kind of playing like a pseudo Sentinel role in a way. It's an interesting comp for Fullerton. I don't know how I feel about not having the Sage or maybe even a Harbor to control mid. I mean, maybe that's what the Astra is for potentially. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out as we are starting things out onto split for the second map in a do or die for the dogs. as they are currently down 1-0 against Fullerton. And here we go to start things off.
Here.
And it's Fullerton already pushing up mid. The wall already demolished. But speaking of demolished, so it's simply by Gozu. The paint shells dealing a massive amount of damage. Bishop playing on the jet this time, trying to make a push onto A main. But after the second kill for Fresno State, the spike rotating onto A. Spike rotating through sewers. Trying to meet up with Jelly.
Toxin screen down.
Vince does have his trip there, so he will be aware of anyone coming on through on the flank. But this gives guys an opportunity to swing on out. Gets the headshot. Flash coming on through. Knows the position of Pashab. And the dogs looking at a flawless, and it's in their grasp. Vince securing the final kill with the frenzy. And the dogs, they're going to secure themselves a piss around in the flawless fashion. A good start for Fresno State. And this is what the dogs needed. A good couple picks from Gozu up at mid. And then just force Fullerton to try to make a pivot. But great anchoring from both Vince and Skies up on A to hold things down.
Toxins going up.
And now this gives Vince an opportunity to just hold things back all the way back deep into the A site. But it's going to be Fullerton. Split up a little bit. The wall's still up, but Vince spots the lurk, and he's going to be able to get the first split on the board once again for himself. The smoke coming on through for main. But the question is Vince aware of Jelly pushing on through as that trademark was smoked off? But Jelly gonna get detected by Gozu.
Toxins going up.
And Fresno State, they're thinking it's an A-side hit. But Fullerton, they're still pushing up on mid. But Sushi, he's prepared.
One enemy
He
remaining.
is ready as he takes down 3.
Flawless.
And Gozu secures one more with the Ghost. And it's a flawless once again for Fresno State. And the dogs, they're looking good heading into this. This is a completely different thing than what we saw from that first map from Fresno State. They're playing things a little bit more methodical. Just the way they're positioning themselves. Like the moment they realized someone was pushing mid, Gozu and Sushi both pushing in, looking to pinch up on A for anyone that may have been lurking. And unfortunately for Fullerton, it was just a matter of just bad timing. A flash gonna come on through, force guys to push away. And Fullerton, they're already taking heavy control of A on every single position.
Spike planted.
They're looking at heaven. But ooh, Ralph is gonna end up getting the first blood here. Vince holding things up with an operator, gonna get blinded. And does go down to Bashab, I mean. But goes, here he comes, flying on through. On a near side of Jelly, and he is taken out. And the dogs, this retake looking good for them. The wall gonna be up and ready. The defuse coming on through. But the wall doesn't come on through in time.
Last player
Sushi
standing.
able to stick it at half. But leaves it up to Ralph, but he's gonna go down. And despite the hero play that came on in from Gozu, it's once again the dogs having numbers on their side and just letting it loose.
I should play some Astral Stars in this reality.
And that's a similar thing we saw from the dogs at the start of map number 1 on Icebox. Times where like they had numbers and they were playing it well, but just towards the tail end of that certain round, they just got picked off one by one. And as we head into the next round, the Wolf gonna Or the Fox can be able to spot one. And Sushi goes down. The first time for the dogs. Lose the first blood here in this map. Flash coming on through. Vines coming on through, but Ralph just gonna delay the inevitable as he pushed himself all the way back. And Gozu all the way into their spawn. But Fullerton yet to make a solid move yet. Been still holding it solid here. Looking for anyone to push on through from the smoke that was laid out. And the timing once again could not have been worse. But Vince, he's able to peek out in time. And doesn't take a single bit of damage.
30 seconds left.
Fullerton already making their way onto the site. Sky sprays on through, but not going to connect any of his shots. And Vince holding this angle here. But is not going to be aware of Jelly that's playing on his right. Bot Simpson, and he's going to be taken on out. Looking to see if one peeks. Elusive peeks. But the crossfire from Jelly and Elusive are just going to hold tight. And it's Jelly and Elusive playing things worse. Jelly secures 3. And Fullerton on a round where guns were even. They are going to equalize things out. And Vince played a good impact there.
Here.
But the problem was he just gonna hit that last shot. And because he died to Elusive there and not Jelly, no one else pushing on in from that back side was just unaware. And he's gonna hold things here with the headhunter. And the TP does not work in his favor. Simply's already pushing on up and through. And Fullerton already executing onto the A site. And Fresno State looking to regroup here on to their spawn into the A site. No one holding a position up on tower except Simply here on long. Shots coming on through and Simply struggling to hit a shot. Luckily gets the trade. And it's just Guys and Gozu here. But Sky's quick to go on out. Gozu tries to push on up. Forced to switch over to his classic. But it will not do as Bashab.
Anyone have any speed?
So here's another round for Fullerton.
Multiple fingers.
And we take a look at the leaderboard. Teams, as ultimates are coming into play. Vince, 1 away from securing the tour de force. Guns even once again. And Gozu's still gonna stick with the judge. But Fullerton, they have the Trailblazers up and active. Viper Spit also ready as well, alongside the Bladestorm, which I won't think will be utilized here in this round. And here comes the Trailblazers. The paint shell is gonna delay the push. And here comes the showstopper. Not gonna connect with anyone. And it's gonna be the dog that's gonna come on through. And Sky saves Gozu's life. But little do the dogs know, until you heard the Viper Spit up, it is a hit onto B.
You are divided.
The Cosmic Divide gonna come on through as well. And just tonight, any position for Fresno State. The Paranoia comes on through, is gonna leave Jelly nearsighted, but it will not help in this Viper Spit. The dogs yet to make a move, and they're slowly running out of time. As one by one, the dogs are falling as this Viper Spit. Not doing the dogs any favors. And Vince forced to play on back gun to just try to save the operator.
Teleport's ready.
Vince just looking to see if anyone's pushing his way. Deal a little bit of economic damage. But Fullerton is long through mid. And Fullerton, they've converted 4 straight. As the slower pace out for Fullerton.
That's a good spot.
The moment the dogs have spotted someone now, rather than staying composed, not making any shifts, They're playing it a little more aggressive, looking for a quick rotate in on the retake. But it's because of that where Fulton, they're setting up on opposite sides and are able to give themselves plenty of time to set up for the post plant. And once again, Fulton just playing a default. No primary position up on this particular
Toxin
site.
screen down.
As the only one really pushed up right now is
Scout
Henry.
destroyed.
And that was just to get some information. But it's Vince who gets his first blood, and so does Ralph with the Sheriff. And knowing that Ralph only has a Sheriff, looks like Fullerton's going to try to make their way forward and execute onto B.
Shadows traveling.
Ralph, the lone anchor on the site itself. With two players playing up on Haven. Bishop gonna push up with the rest of the team. And here comes the paranoia. But it won't spot Bishop as he jet dashes on into the site. And numbers still in the Dogs' favor,
30 seconds
but
left.
less favorable.
Found one.
And the Trailblaze's gonna come on through. Gonna spot the position of Elusive and
Get out of my way.
Bishop. Goes to tries pushing on up, but it's gonna go down.
Enemy remaining.
2v2.
I think that's it.
But it goes in the Dogs' favor. Skies connects with the head. And Vince, he's just gonna stick with his best yay impression. Sticking with his
Can
best
someone
gun as the Dogs. They narrow down the lead to 1. And we talked to Vince, like I said at the start, Vince,
Focus
Last-
now. Eyes open.
in their previous match against LBCC, he was a little bit questionable on the chamber pick, especially in this meta right now. But he felt confident enough in this chamber, as this was his carry in the last season, and it's continuing to help him out here.
Spike
The
planted.
IGL chambermain is sticking to his strongest gun,
Scout destroyed.
and it's proving well right now.
Look out.
Sky's gonna flash backside, and it doesn't come on through. Hoping to set up Gozu, who's playing here with the judge. Smoke's coming on through. The engage coming on through for Fresno State. 2 for 2 go down in that engagement. Gozu. He's gonna try to stick it, but he goes down. Leads up to Ralph and Vince.
Last player standing.
Vince goes down though. And Henry and Elusive on a great post plant
One enemy
hold,
remaining.
or able to secure the round for Fullerton. And after that round, that looked good for the Dogs. It was a 2v4. Or rather, sorry, a 2v3 in their favor. And Dragoons is going to call a timeout here. And right now, things are looking dire for Fresno State. Well, they're not looking dire. Scratch that. Let me rephrase that. The Dogs, they're looking solid. I mean, you've converted more rounds already here than you did on your previous map. The problem is, you're playing on a double sentinel. And not to mention, you are playing on one of the most defensive sided maps in this current loophole. Mike Split was known to have 9v3s flipped. And that's if you were like playing on the attack and you only got 3. Fullerton right now, they have 5. And with the way Fresno State's composition is, it favors the defense. So Fresno State, they need to put up a string of rounds together and at least try to attempt to get a lead. The tour de force is available for Vince. A flash comes on through and Vince, he connects with the headhunter. To no surprise, and he is able to escape once more. Vince, credit where credit's due. He is getting so much value out of the chamber pick.
Spike planted.
And the paint just gonna force Gozu to reposition. As you're playing up at main, but Vince holding it down here with the Hunter. Connects with the third. The tour de force. And the timing. Not aware of Jelly lurking.
Last player standing.
And things have turned back into Fullerton's favor.
Enemy remaining.
Ralph able to get the pick he needs. A 1v1. The smoke comes on through. Ralphie's gonna swing this. And he finds Henry.
Wants another death.
But this round turned a lot scarier for Fresno State than needed.
Clutch.
Spike defused with just less than 2 seconds left. But what a scary round for Fresno State. Vince, after securing 3 straight, they had a 2v5 in their hands and they nearly blew it. The round though saved by Ralph. And I realized I forgot to switch.
I will rip the
Part of
life
being
from
both the director and the caster. Sorry about that, chat. And as we head on into this next one, smoke gonna come on through. Vince misses his shot, and the operator goes down. And this is a good position for the post plan for Fullerton. Goes looking to push on through, able to get one, but the pistol's gonna easily take him out on the trade. Sushi though gonna be able to resurrect Gozu. But Fresno State, they're not taking the trades they usually
Player
get.
standing. One enemy remaining.
Sushi gets the trade though. Second time he's able to get a trade. Now it makes this a 1v1. Spots the position. And it's Sushi with the 1v2 clutch. Securing the round for Fresno State to tie things back up. And the operator picked back up as well. And we look at the leaderboard. Vince sitting nice and pretty up on top. As the Fresno State IGL resorting back as if chamber had not even been changed. 10 kills on the board. But Fresno State's economy is still not in its best position, but neither is Fullerton's.
Wall raised.
And Fullerton's sticking with the default. Nothing changing on this side. Paint shot's gonna come on through. Force Gozu to play back. And Gozu gets some information he needs. And they know the positional one, but Vince, he's still gonna hold this side knowing that Gozu's got his back at least with the judge. And Vince's patience pays off as he's able to get simply. And luckily for Fullerton, Henry able to make his way and advance on through. That trademark is going to spot him. Vince takes the reposition here, but goes down to Jelly. And Gozu not playing too aggressively here. Aware that someone might be watching. But Henry, he is ready for it. And the 5v3 quickly turns to a 3v3.
30 seconds
And Fullerton
left.
slowly making their way onto the A site.
Welcome
Fresno State
to
looking to
my
maintain
world.
position together, and the Viper Spit is going to drop.
Spike planted.
And Fresno State, they're going to have to play together here. As this Viper Spit
Healing.
has been a nuisance to them over the past couple rounds. Fullerton split up, 2 playing somewhat in the pit, 1 playing up on Heaven. Fresno State's going to take this head on though.
Last player
And Sky is
standing.
able to take down Henry on the trade. But just see Sushi on a 1v2.
I will not die.
Aware of Jelly's position. Elusive trades on out from the back. And it's now Fullerton back
Last
up on
round
top.
in the half.
The Dogs, they're
Cannot
putting up a
keep
fight
on
right
going
now.
after this. Spend all.
But the Titans of Fullerton, they are not backing down whatsoever. And let's go ahead and take a look at the leaderboard. And right now, Jelly in a similar position how he was on Icebox, just holding things down. And the showstopper gonna come on through. Knows the positional one. He's continuing to push on through. Won't take him out though. Jelly, he lives with 24. But Bitsy connects with the headhunter. Only has a frenzy, has the second gun though. But Jelly gonna clean things up. Sushi able to get the trade though. The Trailblazers go up.
You want to find it?
And the Cosmic Divide's gonna come through once more.
Get
Kashab
out of my way.
able to take things out. The Blade Storm comes on through. Only has one left and it won't be able to get shot off. And oh, this position here from Simply. It works out in his favor as he's able to get a pick up from mid. Fresno State split off in this 2v2. Ralph gonna be hurt with his reload. Trying to take a position up on the zipline is gonna go down. Leaves it up to Skies.
30 seconds left.
Does have one member of Fullerton low.
Spike
But
planted.
still, it's going to be elusive at full HP. Both playing in the same corner. A flash. The only piece of utility Skies has available. Gonna come on through. Both turn away though. He's gonna swing things on out. Able to get one. But that stack on top of each other. Gonna be too much for Skies as Fullerton. They come into the half with a 2-round differential. And the Dogs are performing a lot better, but it's the Sentinels that are on top. And they play better on the defense. I mean, then again, we have seen Vince play like a pseudo-duelist on the chamber before. But that was on a completely different map. Split is a whole other beast, and so is Fullerton. There's a reason why Fullerton is undefeated. And that's just the way Fullerton are just able to play with each other. And Fresno State grouped up together here at the start. Playing together on A. And alright. The Fox gonna be taken on out. And so is the Roomba.
Blinded.
Position given. And Fresno State, they're pushing up mid and they already are looking strong. They're going to play aggressive here and those are going to get the exchange. And as Fresno State pushing on up, able to get the plant off. And they are going to be looking at a 2v4 post plant. But these are the ones the Dogs cannot lose. And it goes to taking out Jelly. It's putting him in a good position. Kashab down to 22 HP as well. And these frenzy shots are gonna have to do some major work. Gonna have to be near flawless accuracy from this far range. But Fresno State, they're watching up on tower like a hawk. And for the second time in this second map, it's the Dogs securing a pistol round. And now they're looking to equalize things as they head into the anti-eco. But the mid execute. Working good for the Dogs. Was the store than what they intended? Possibly.
There.
But they're able to win the team fights they needed, get the trades they wanted as well. And Fresno State, they're looking to attack quick. Gozu. Clearing out back A. But Simply, that takes out Vince that was lurking. And the dogs, they're looking to pivot. But simply, he's holding it tight here. Ooh, a good little swing though from Ralph. And Ghost's gonna try to push on through, but gets headshot. Oh, talk about a bad time to get no-scoped. As the shot for Simply connects. A good flash though from Skies is setting up the dogs for this execute. Skies, he doesn't check. Ralph gonna be able to take down one. Now very low. Takes the fight and wins it. A 2v2. Ralph still low. Heal not available for 22 seconds. Ralph just has to stay alive.
Player standing.
And as I say that, he goes down. Who's position gonna be spotted with 69 HP. He's stuck in this corner. And Jelly and Pashev are gonna just be able to play off each other. And Jelly with that Marshall from Vince. Gonna secure round number 14 for the Titans. The thrifty round goes to them. And once again, similar to what we saw in Icebox, Vince trying to just lurk with the chamber, looking to catch someone, trying to just rotate or maybe come in on the flank. But he just spotted off guard. And Fresno State looking again to hit mid pretty hard here. Simply playing aggressive, able to get one, and he's just going to be able to satchel jump away. And Fresno State once again has big numbers disadvantage without their main duelist too. But simply he's playing this aggressive, and Vin's going to pay the price for trying to fight it. Leads up to Sushi. And it's simply with the 4K. Knowing he had the better weapon, Simply was not afraid to push further than he needed to. An overextension? Not really. Extended just enough to where he only had to take a fight with one at a time. And the dog simply did nothing about it.
There.
And with the dogs back up to even weapons, the showstopper going to come on through for Fullerton, but just going to be negated. And I don't think they're ready for this position from Simply. Vince, he's not ready for it.
Grenade!
Say goodbye to the op. And say goodbye to this equal round. As Fullerton on this offense, they are just simply steamrolling over Fresno State on this offense. As despite winning the pistol, it is 3 straight for Fullerton right now as they reach double digits. You know, I like how we're seeing some fight back from Fresno State. But right now, these positions they're trying to take up at mid are not working in their favor at all.
Cover going out.
And Fresno State, they're looking to continue to try to execute up on mid.
Stealing sight.
The paranoia gonna come on through as it's gonna try to set up Gozu, who once again simply can't connect. And Gozu trying to fight on through, but simply ready to go. And it's Fullerton. That's just been an impenetrable wall. Leaves it up to Skies, able to get one. Off the force judge from Gozu. Glass coming on through. Able to take down a second. But Henry gets the trade. And Fullerton now pushed up to 11. And things are looking good for the Titans. And Fullerton, they've just been on to the Dogs' game plan this whole entire time. 3 people been constantly playing towards mid, whether it be up at tower, whether it be up at mail, up at tower, up at vent. They've just been ready. And Pashab, he looks to play aggressive now with the op. But gets taken out.
Satchel out.
And now they're expecting this hard push to come on through for Fresno State. Goes who pushes on through. And he's able to secure 2.
Grenade. Satchel out.
And the Dogs, they have an opportunity here. Gozu trying to push on through the satchel jump, denied. But Ralph able to swing on through and get Jelly, which just leaves it up to Elusive. Spike gonna be planted by Sushi.
Spike planted.
And now that just leaves Elusive, who pushing on through has so many positions to clear. And Gozu's playing it up close too. Hoping to get someone with the gravity well, but no one gonna be taken. Star's gonna come on through. Ooh, redraws back into smoke. Gonna be able to get 1 though. But simply put, Ralph gets a kill. And the Dogs are back up on the board as he gets 7. As we reach
BYB fam.
the
Go
gas
to
station
Astro to
number
do
of
them
7-Eleven.
Astro Guardian things I do. About there.
A better round from the Dogs. I like the execute they hit. But they were lucky they got that pick off from Pashab.
That'll work. Right there.
And Pashab gonna try to hold it down with the op, looking for redemption. And the Vipers pick gonna deny any info from mid.
My ult's ready.
And that push from Gozu also gonna be
You
denied
will
as
not
well.
kill my allies.
Gozu gonna be back up. Ooh, a cheeky shot from Pashab isn't gonna hit. But Henry able to secure 2. And it's Pashab and Henry holding it down.
Spike down A.
But Ralph able to do a little bit of damage of his own. And leaves it up to Vince. And the Fresno State IGL,
Teleport's ready.
who's been sticking it with the Chamber here over the past 2 weeks. Showing off what Chamber can do here. But it won't be able to help him out in that 1v1 he simply couldn't be able to take on.
Match point.
And that sets up Fullerton with match point.
That works.
And Fresno State's economy not looking at its best. Vince maybe just looking for an opportunity to just get that ultimate orb. Secure the tour de force. But simply playing it aggressive takes him out. And here comes just so stopper from him as well. He hears the footsteps. Takes the shot and it's going to take down Ralph. And numbers not in their favor. The flash going to come on through. Sky's able to take down 1. But the Roomba also gets the trade for CSU. Now down to a 2v3.
Last player standing.
Goes in forced to go back to his class, making it a 1v3.
Looks like I was.
But
Defenders win.
it's going to be Pasheb ready from mid. The op secures the final blow down on the Dogs. And it's going to be the Titans that remain undefeated as they bounce up to a 7-0 record on the season. And unfortunately for Fresno State, they are going, despite a better performance, it's going to be CSU Fullerton that end up back on top. And the dogs, they came in with a good game plan. And I'll be honest, they played it way better in that second map than they did that first map. They were able to regain composure, able to gain some momentum on their side, but unfortunately for them, they just couldn't put up enough rounds on the defense, and that just simply allowed Fullerton to just sweep things on through when you really only got to rely on one person to entry, and he usually only goes with the judge. They were just holding down farther angles to where it simply just negated Gozy from doing anything. And just like the way Fullerton were also able to trade each other out as well, it just set themselves up for success. And that's a big reason why Fullerton is set up to be the number 1 seed heading into playoffs in the California Champions Division. Just because of the way this team has been playing off each other so well. And as for Fresno State, they fall to 1-6 on the season. And they got 2 more weeks left to go to try to make one last push for playoffs. As next week, they do take on Bronco Esports, who are not an easy task either. As the Bronco Esports, they've only lost 1 match this whole entire season, and that was just the team Fresno State just lost to. But we'll see what the dogs can cook up in the kitchen next week. Time should be relatively the same. 7:30 start time, hopefully. We shall see, as that's going to conclude it for tonight's broadcast. And the next time we are going to be up on this channel is going to be on Wednesday at 7 o'clock as Fresno State Overwatch finishes off their Mountain West season, or their Mountain West regular season, as they look to secure the number 3 seed as they take on Colorado State in Mountain West play. Right now, Fresno State is currently sitting at the number 3 seed and looking to take on in a rematch against UNLV. We'll see how that match goes. Once again, it is at 7 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time. And that is going to do it for us. That's next time you'll see Valorant once again is going to be next week against Bronco Esports. With that being said, thank you guys for tuning on into tonight's broadcast. I hope you guys did enjoy, even though there were some scuff moments, I hope you guys did still enjoy the gameplay. If you guys haven't done so already, please hit the follow button if you want to be notified for anything Fresno State Esports broadcast related here. We do try to broadcast every single Fresno State Esports match over here. If you want to stay notified, though, go ahead and hit the bell down below as well. You can also hit ! Discord to not only stay updated on all things Fresno State, whether it be content that's uploaded or just to be updated on whenever this channel does go live. To stay notified on all things Fresno State Esports, you could also follow us on Twitter and on Instagram, both at Fresno State ES. With that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning on in. From the Fresno State Valorant team, from the Fresno State Esports Media team, I'm Ricky J. Peace and love, and go dogs. We'll see y'all in the next one. See you.